Peter Singer is a moral philosopher who wants to protect all human interests and help those suffering around the world. One of Singer's best quotes is, "I am not saying that factory farming is the same as the Holocaust or the slave trade, but it's clear that there is an immense amount of suffering in it, and just as we think that the Nazis were wrong to ignore the suffering of their victims, so are we all wrong to ignore the sufferings of our victims." And here he's saying that world poverty is important to all people, even if it doesn't affect you, and that it's everyone's job to help out and fix the problem. Singer's parents emigrated from Vienna to Australia due to annexation by Nazi Germany, and Singer was born on July 6, 1946, in Melbourne, Australia. He married Renata Diamond, who's a novelist and author, in 1968, and they have 3 kids. Later on, Singer attended the University of Melbourne and Oxford, and in 2000, Singer was inducted into the Animal Rights Hall of Fame.
Animal Liberation is Animal Liberation is considered to be the book that sparked animal rights in America. Animal Liberation takes a look at the harsh treatment of animals in our society and why we need to stop them, not for economic gain, but for ethical reasons. He described that animals can indeed feel the harshness they have to endure in the humanized society, and we need to stop treating animals like objects and more like living, breathing creatures. This book is one of Peter Singer's most famous works and is very highly praised by animal rights organizations because it was one of the first to shine a light on why we need to protect our animals.
One World, which was published in 2002. In the book, Peter addresses the 4 large questions about globalization. The first one was who should be responsible for slowing global warming. Second question is when is military intervention justified on humanitarian grounds? Third one is globalization good for the poor? And the last question is what do I owe to poor people outside my country? In the book, Singer wants his book to be uncomfortable, wants his reading to be uncomfortable, and particularly uncomfortable for Americans. And his arguments in the book are direct and honest and are truthful, and he wants people to be involved and help stop poverty. Yep, okay.
Published in 2009, The Life You Can Save signals the shift of Singer's primary focus from animal rights to poverty and charity. The main point of this book is focused on giving to charity and the ethics behind giving what one can in order to improve the world as a whole. Singer has followed this book up by giving several talks related to this topic, altruism, including a popular TED Talk.
It's a story that's deeply unsettled millions in China. Footage of a 2-year-old girl hit by a van and left bleeding in the street by passers-by. Footage too graphic to be shown. The entire accident is caught on camera. The driver pauses after hitting the child, his back wheels seen resting on her for over a second. Within 2 minutes, 3 people pass 2-year-old Wang Yu by. The first walks around the badly injured toddler completely. Others look at her before moving off.
There were other people who walked past Wang Yu, and a second van ran over her legs before a street cleaner raised the alarm. She was rushed to hospital, but it was too late. She died. I wonder how many of you, looking at that, said to yourselves just now, I would not have done that. I would have stopped to help. Raise your hands if that thought occurred to you. As I thought, that's most of you. And I believe you, I'm sure you're right. But before you give yourself too much credit, look at this. UNICEF reports that in 2011, 6.9 million children under 5 died from preventable poverty-related diseases. UNICEF thinks that that's good news because the figure has been steadily coming down from 12 million in 1990. That is good. But still, 6.9 million is 19,000 children dying every day. Does it really matter that we're not walking past them in the street? Does it really matter that they're far away? I don't think it does make a morally relevant difference
In 1999, Singer was hired by Princeton University as a professor of bioethics. In 2005, Singer reduced his role at Princeton to a part-time professor in order to take up another part-time teaching position at his alma mater, the University of Melbourne. Singer has also released a new book in April called The Most Good You Can Do, which covers his ideas of effective altruism.